obviously coming up in Jamaica and the humble beginnings and everything to actually going around the world and doing your thing and charting and making music and becoming this celebrity?
For me, it feels good. It feels like, I've planted the seeds because I'm celebrating 25 years. So I've been doing this for 25 years. I started in 1999, so it's not a small thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
For me, coming as from humble beginnings as a ghetto girl, coming out of the struggles, walking around, giving out my songs to CDs, to hearing them now being played, to coming to America to chase my dreams and making it big here. It's like, I just feel like I'm proud of myself and not giving up.
Right. So when you were younger and you were growing up, there was a period of time that you actually lived with your grandparents in London, correct?
Yeah.
How was that for you? Like leaving home and going over there to like the different culture?
It was hard because in a Jamaica, coming from humble beginnings, like I said, you're used to a different kind of thing than just going to England and it's so cold and in Jamaica, we see the dog, them just a walk around on the street and you probably show them look of food and everybody, trying to make it out. But you go to England and the dog is in the bed and you're looking like, what the It was a culture shock for me. So I remember like walking or just playing as a little girl in the streets, barefooted with your friends. You couldn't do that in England. Now your grandfather is like, you got to sit up. You got to be more posh. You got to sip the tea. You got to bring the cup to your mouth. It was very different for me as a ghetto girl. I was like, wait, what? It's like a different world. So it was a culture shock when I moved to England. But
do you feel like it kind of like helped you to be able to understand the differences in the way that people live and stuff like that?
I feel like that for sure. I feel like it kind of molded me into kind of knowing the different people, the different culture, and kind of see a different part of the world outside of Jamaica.
Okay. What's some things you just couldn't get with, like when you got to America, that's like just morally wrong from where you from? Like
something that I couldn't get with. I remember when I moved on Love and Hip Hop, when I moved here, well, not moved here, but when I started working here, because I still live in Jamaica. Lots of people don't know that. There's this beach where, I don't know if I can say it here, but they kept calling me a bitch for a slang. But in Jamaica, we don't play that. Like, we don't, if you call somebody a bitch, that's like disrespectful, ready for fight. Yeah. So they used to use it for a slang here in America, like, bitch, whatever. And I'm like, hold up now. So I always wanted to fight. And people looking at me crazy, like, what's wrong with this girl? But for me, it was like a disrespect. It was like an insult.
So you had to adapt.
I had to adapt. But now I find myself doing it, like saying it every minute, like, bitch. But when I just came here, it was a fight. Like, don't call me a bitch because that's like a dog,
Yeah. What else? What's some other shit you had to adapt to? This?
A lot of things. The language barrier, because I remember like that also was a problem when I was on Love and Hip Hop. Was like I had to speak so that they could understand. Because the castmate, if I start at Jamaican, them can't understand. They'll look at me like, girl, what? So I had to adapt to a language change as well. And that was difficult for me because, I'm a Jamaican. So sometimes you just want to chat with your friend and be a normal Jamaican. But I had to adapt the language change.
So how you balance that? The music and filming that show?
Love and Hip Hop films for like 10 months. A lot of people don't know that. So by the time you get to watch it, I probably already filmed it. For me, it's hard because me as an artist, where me always a traveler, me always a tour. So I just have to kind of delegate my time most of the time,
What percentage of it is real though?
Me would have said most of it.
Huh?
Oh, you see? That's what I was saying when you were saying cutting up. I'm like, wait, trying to figure out your accent. Most of it. It's real. It's our real life story. Well, for me, I can speak for myself. I don't know about the other girls. If they make their stories up, I don't know. But all of my shit is always real.